We live? Hey, what's happening, Show Nation? Ramon Russell here again, and with me on the couch and sitting behind me, I have all of the graphics leads. Why don't everybody just introduce yourselves to the Show Nation?
Oh, we have to talk. Patrick Hager, lead graphics programmer.
I'm John Ramsey, I'm a graphics programmer.
I'm Paul Haney, I'm the art director.
Sean Robles, I'm the lead environment artist.
All right, so I'm gonna give these two guys the controllers, and I'm gonna get off screen. And no, I'm joking.
I'll hold you back.
Your eyes. All right, so we're gonna talk about graphics, stadiums, everything, environments, about why MLB The Show is such a prettier game this year. So we're in Busch Stadium. Busch Stadium has been requested for us to show off a lot because of there's been a lot of changes to Busch Stadium. So let's take a look at some of those changes. So we are in what's our fly cam, and it's a camera that we don't ship the game with, but it lets us look at different parts of the stadium. Like we can go really high, but we won't go too high. All right, so Sean, you want to tell me what we're looking at here?
Yeah, this back area back here, cold drinks, steakhouse, Cardinals. That's all new. That's
Sean,
something that.
Can you speak up a little bit?
Sure. That's something that they just added last year, so we made sure that it was in the, for MLB 15.
This is Ballpark. I believe it's called Ballpark Village.
Ballpark Village, yeah. Yeah. So that's the new element for St. Louis. On top of that, there is around the corner. If you look at the body of the stadium, there is
To the
all
left or to the
built
right?
out. It doesn't matter. Just the body, press boxes, things like that. We're looking at the all built out 3D press boxes inside, so you don't have any more cards. That's all three-dimensional. It's got people inside. It's got elements inside that you can see. More so during the nighttime. So if you do a straight down shot at the field, every one of them has a new pattern, a grass pattern. So you'll see the arch in the field.
So one of the new things that we've done this year, Patrick, is that we've been talking about quite a bit is seasonal sun and shadow. So this is a game starts at 4 p.m. I think we're in April. But we have this really cool tool that we can use to like fast forward and go into the future.
Right. Which, I mean, you're cool if I crash the game.
Yeah. So we may crash the game. It's all right. It happens. So we'll see what happens as we change through different months in Busch Stadium, because this is a bright, sunny day.
This is a different build than I usually use, so we've already had some issues. So what do you want to do?
Let's go to May. Actually, let's just go through each month and see what happens, and then we'll move the time around.
All right, so it's April, crash.
All right. It didn't crash. We're still good.
So that's the same time of day at May.
Mm-hmm.
And then June. And July. August. It's kind of boring.
All right, so
Let's
let's
change
change
is
the
it
time.
set to?
Let's go
So
to
if
4
we go to
p.m.
like 4 p.m. Oh, we are at 4 p.m. So 7 p.m. is what we've noticed is the start time. Because games start at 7 o'clock. So if you start a game in April at 7, it's going to look like that. In May, it's going to look like that. In June, it's going to look like that.
It's pretty cool just because of the fact that, you know, no matter what time of year you are, we have accurate sun and shadow, and it really does change the look of the stadium.
Yeah, it gives the stadiums a lot of new life this year. Another thing that our stadium team has done is, in last year's game, all of the backdrops, there were never any lights on in the buildings. It looked like The Walking Dead back there. Everything was just blacked out. Now every single building back there has lights on. It's more lit. It's more vibrant. So all of the stadiums will look better. And that's for all 30 MLB stadiums. Our team has redone all of the backdrops. So any questions about Busch Stadium? Anything anybody wants to see?
Are the flags new?
Yes, the flags are new.
Yeah, those are all the real flags that are supposed to be there.
And they do move.
They do move.
Are you in replay?
Got any questions on Busch Stadium yet, Kyle?
Wet and dry for the dirt.
We got some general questions.
Is it about graphics? Because this is a graphics and stadium stream.
Do we have a...
Do we have stadium fly-ins this year?
No, we do not. All right, so that's Busch Stadium. So let's go into another stadium.
Good job, guys. Good job.
Show off these vastly improved load times here. So how long does it take to create a stadium in general?
In general, from beginning to end, probably about 3 months, and that's just focusing on one stadium. That's it. You also have to have all the all the information. Usually, we go to the stadium, we take pictures of everything. If we're lucky, we have blueprints, which usually is the best thing that you can have. So it's the blueprints, the photographs. From there, we just start hammering it out.
Yeah, and a lot of times we don't even get actual blueprints. We'll get mock-ups.
Right.
Of
Yeah.
what they think it'll look like.
Right. Yeah. We'll get mock-ups like the new the Village in
Ballpark
St.
Village?
Louis.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a mock-up on that, and that's what we had to go with. So this year we might go there and take pictures of it again, just to make sure we got everything right and that the mock-up was right. Because as they build things, things change. The real building rarely ever looks like the planned one or the mock-up.
Things always change.
And the thing that we mentioned in the last Twitch feed was we're using the MLB.com video feeds to really fine-tune the grass and dirt color this year. And so the artists can bring up the footage from the game at a particular time and date, and we dial in exactly the same time and day, and then they can see it on the same television, and then they dial the colors and calibrate the grass and dirt. So we should have a much more true-to-life colors.
All right, so we're in Coors Field. Coors Field got some updates. Anything particular you want us to look at, Sean?
Yeah, up on the right. There we go. A little bit more. All this stuff is new up there.
The
Yeah,
rooftop.
It's a new grill and bar, I
Yeah.
New healthy place to eat. And
believe. Yeah.
So that was the renovations for this year. And this was another one that we went purely on a mock-up, so it'd be nice to go here too and take some pictures.
the rooftop deck. You can get your libations on. And now Patrick's moving through the different times of the year, so let's might as well keep on going. Let's show them everything.
This is just time of day. It's pretty in the background.
Yeah, that'll show a nice sunset. There you go.
Rockies. That's where I grew up. It's my hometown.
Oh, word? Nice. I did not know that.
Oh, did we actually see nighttime for St. Louis?
No.
No.
Went by too
Talk about how
fast.
awesome the background was going to be, and we didn't actually
And
show
even
the
though you'll
nighttime.
probably, you can see here, even though we'll probably never get this angle, you can see all of the buildings are lit in the background.
And you can go closer to all those concessions back there.
There's
so you
actually
know
cars
detail.
back there. This is a playground. I'm assuming there's actually a playground
Yeah.
back there.
Yeah.
Food just for kids. All right. Kids meal, $5. What are you getting for $5 in the kids meal in the baseball park?
Seems a little cheap.
It seems a little cheap.
Oh, there's tons of flags up in there on the.
Oh, this is something that's new this year. Last year, you're kind of in day or you're in night,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
we didn't have the two lighting rigs working together. So now we can start a game, and the stadium lighting's completely off. And as the sun moves across the sky, we start turning on the stadium lighting. So when is that coming on?
And now lights on.
So that's fun.
Is that a rainbow? Oh. I did not know we had rainbows in the game.
So that's wet when you come into Coors. And then you're going to see it change over the time, dry out. So just a little touch that changes inning to inning to let you know.
And that happens in every stadium.
Yeah, and every stadium is a little different looking.
All right, that's Coors Field. Let's jump into another stadium. Any stadium requests? What stadiums do people want to see next, Kyle?
We got City Field as a request. We got Rogers Center. Maybe one of those two. You want to do City with the new dimensions?
City Field? Sure. We'll do City Field and we'll do PNC.
What do I know City Field as?
New York Mets.
NYM. All right.
All right, let's see how long it takes to load into this game. So one of the things that I think we talk about every year is how our process works. we're a very iterative franchise. We don't do things that will put it in the game and drop off. Like there's always a 2, 3, 4, 5 year plan, especially when it comes to the graphics department. And we're not where we want to be finished at. Obviously, this is year 2. We still have a lot of stuff that we want to do. And if you just look back at what we did on PlayStation 3, I believe we hit visual maturity around year 3. So this is year 2 for us. So we're almost there.
Have you guys you've shown the skin tones in your other Twitches, the change in the skin tone?
We can show them again.
So that's our first pass on that, and there's more planned. But yeah, finally I think got some good color in there for skin tones.
So your city feel with the walls moved in. Let's see what we got in the backdrop.
So what's fun about this, if you are used to this field, you're going to recognize the shadow placement, and you're going to recognize that it should be, coming into a different angle, depending.
Yeah, it really should match the real world, right?
Yeah. Again, like what time is it, and what month is it?
Were there any additions to the stadium this year?
Just the field wall.
Just feel.
Yeah, moving into this closer to the bullpen.
All right, that's City Field. On to PNC. So what were the hardest things moving from PlayStation 3 to PlayStation 4 for the stadium team?
It was probably the amount of polygons that was required for the PS4. Like for the PS3, I think it was 150,000. So this one, yeah, we were up over 1 million on some of these stadiums, and that it gives us more detail, but that detail also takes time to do. And it's that, like you were saying, it's the devil's in the details. It really made a difference.
What was the hardest thing on PlayStation 3?
Probably going for different materials from 2 to 3. Yeah, it'd be materials.
Materials?
Yeah, and the normal mouse and things like that. And I think PlayStation 3, we completely rebuilt everything from scratch too.
And stadium accuracy is a really big thing for us. How do we achieve such great accuracy in all of our stadiums?
A lot of these, the walls are from top-down satellite photos. They're also published, in a lot of these sites are published for the wall dimensions and the heights. So we base everything off of that, and then from there we've been to every one of these stadiums and taken hundreds of pictures of these stadiums. So we really do have a lot of reference to go on. So every time they do make a change, we'll also go to that stadium again. And we try to hit the stadiums at least once every 3 years, and that pretty much gives us accurate stuff to go on. And if we don't, and something's updated, we've got MLB TV. We can reach out to the stadiums themselves and ask for photos, reference 3D renderings, which we get a lot of times with new elements of the stadiums.
And PNC is a great park to look at because of the backdrop behind center field. Here's an interesting little fact, and I'll only bring this up because he no longer lives there. That building with the round top, this one right here, and that was Andrew McCutcheon's apartment. He had the top floor apartment. He doesn't live there anymore. He moved. But it was interesting when we showed him the stadium for the first time. It's like, this is actually where I live. Oh, that's some nice sun hitting the backdrop.
Yeah, if you go in at night, you'll see a lot of buildings in the background starting to light up. A lot of glow from the bottom. Oh, that's a nice shot.
It does look nice.
Looks
That is
different every minute. That's the
That
whole
is a true dusk
point.
shot. What I always liked about our lighting model is how it affects the jumbotrons, how we simulate realism. Because if we go back to a day game, you'll see the Jumbotron will be lit completely different than it is at night. All right, we'll check out some more of the details in PNC.
Are there specific flags in this one too?
Yes, they are. Where they at? There they are.
I think almost every stadium has them now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or every stadium does.
We hit up just about every one of them.
We've been dying to do that for a long time. We were ready.
Like-
It was a running joke for a while.
Yeah.
About our flags.
We finally did it.
I have some
What time of day is
concessions.
Oh, I don't know. This is 9 o'clock. So this is a good example of, you can still see the sky at 9 o'clock in whatever month I was in. So this is April. This is June. So hopefully that's accurate for the people that live there going, yeah, you can see the sky that late. But it's all based on latitude, longitude. It's published algorithms from the government, NOAA, whatever it's called.
See,
we
can we
don't-
read? Can we
Trust
read
the
what we're
government.
selling?
I don't know if you want to go that far. God knows what the artist put. Mix
All right, and that's PNC Park.
Mix up the.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
Power outage.
I thought
Yeah.
I grabbed the.
This is the zombie apocalypse version of
Yeah.
PNC.
So that's the exposure. That's another control. I meant to grab the dirt.
That's a huge difference in that.
Yeah, lots of different colors, but tuned from the game. So again, hopefully everyone recognizes it.
That's my favorite thing this year is just the amount of variety.
Yeah.
When you're going into one of 30 stadiums over and over again, it's nice to see it change.
Yeah. They have so much more character in life this year. And that's one thing you won't really notice until you're playing the game and you're in franchise or you're going through the different months and you're playing 11 a.m. games, 4 p.m. games, 7 p.m. games to see just how much the stadiums come to life this year. Any questions on PNC? Nope, no questions. All right.
Oh, I gotta try something.
Uh-oh. You want me to wait?
Yeah, I'm just curious. Let me see if this doesn't look over in the shadows. Oop, change my time of day. Let's try that. So look over to the right into the shadowed area. More over to the right. Okay. Let me see if this actually.
So we got mad scientist over here doing his thing.
Yeah, skip it.
What were you trying to do?
White balancing.
No.
So there's a white balancing algorithm, and that's the other funny thing. You're looking at footage of the dirt color, and it's completely wrong, and then you realize it's the white balancing that's adjusting it. So based on what the MLB crew and the video crew do, it'll change the color of that dirt in the shadowed area. So we have to emulate that as well. So when you move the camera into shadows, we add white balancing.
All right, what stadium should we go into, Pat? Sean?
How about New York Yankees?
Yankees.
Questions?
Any questions? Any stadium questions?
Do the flags just fly randomly, or do they go based off wind?
They go based off the game wind.
Wind speed and wind direction, both.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which can be a problem because if there's no wind, they'll sit there, and so we had to add special code to kind of jostle them a little bit so they wouldn't get stuck. But yeah, they should go the same direction as the ball, whatever AI calls it, the wind that carries the ball.
Another question: are there any plans to bring back some of the classic stadiums?
Anything's possible? Probably not.
Make Paul say something. He's too quiet.
All right, we're in Yankee Stadium. Is there anything particular you want us to look at, Sean?
On this one too, it's the flags that are accurate all the way around the stadium. From what I understand, they changed the flags, as standings change. So what we do is we have up on the top, along the ridge, we have all the different flags.
Oh yeah. I don't want to get
Teams.
too high.
So how many are there? 30?
Oh, that's
Speaking of the difference between PS3 and PS4, you modeled out all those little lights. It's crazy.
Each light is modeled out, and each light has a lighting element that's lighting up the stadium. So rather than having larger pieces of, larger lights, larger lighting references, every one of those lights has a light.
So our actual light in the stadium at night is coming from the light banks.
Right, and each of those lights has its own element, so it makes it a little more accurate.
We spent a lot of time actually trying to get the field lighting to match more realistically and not have any like real dark
There's
spots on the
railroad.
field and just kind of have uniform lighting.
Did we support the triangular flags last year? Is that new?
Yeah, we did.
We did?
Did
Yeah,
we?
the pennants.
The pennants?
It was alpha pennants.
It's a
Yeah.
alpha
Okay.
channel.
I know we fixed some problems with it this year.
Yeah. No, it's in Baltimore we had them.
Okay.
I got my witches
But
back.
this is like the first year I actually like I go into nighttime stadiums almost predominantly because I like the look of those.
Yeah, we put a lot of time into the nighttime stadiums this
Yeah,
year.
they finally took a huge step forward.
Yeah.
So you'll see all those press boxes, and they all
There's a
have
fridge back there. I see a sink. See some pictures on the wall. There's a barbecue grill.
You see the keg back there too? No? The kegerator.
It's also great is we spent a lot of work on the dugouts this year. We're in the first inning. You see, it's kind of dirty. There's some stuff on the ground.
If you see people wearing sunglasses, it's because we're hacking the time. So players don't know the time has changed yet. It's not a bug.
Thing I really liked about New Yankee Stadium was these TVs that are here that you'll probably never be able to see, but they're there.
Oh, and they match the jumbotrons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Jumbotron.
Any questions about Yankee Stadium?
We're answering them all.
Can you guys show the bullpens?
You should run it like this.
The depth of field.
Yeah, it's pretty.
All blurry.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
you
it's
can't
all
see
blurry.
it.
It's like I got to put my glasses on now.
All right, there
I want to see the bullpens. All right, so that's Yankee Stadium. So no questions about Yankee Stadium. All right, new stadium. Where are we going next? Pick a stadium for us, Kyle. Where we going?
Fenway?
Fenway?
That sounds good.
So what are people asking, Kyle?
Let's see. They're curious. Sean mentioned about the divisional flags changing. Are there other stadiums that occurs in?
Not that I know of. Not that I know of.
There's another question they've been asking. Are postseason rally towels in the game with the crowd?
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, they're back.
When you're in a stadium, you should find a player that you like and wander around him too.
All right. So into Fenway. If you guys haven't noticed, our load times are considerably better from our first year on PS4 last year. So we should be in this game in another couple seconds.
And if you're enrolled to the show going into the same stadium, we
It's
keep
even
all of it
faster, yeah,
cached.
because we cache the stadium.
Yeah. And all the heads and everything, so it's just, it goes in really quick.
Anything in particular in Fenway? Let's look at backdrop. That wall color gave us fits last year. You remember that, Patrick? We were trying to get the wall color for Fenway correct.
And it changes on seasons too, because if we look at this is 4 p.m. April, 4 p.m. May, June. So the more sunlight that's on it, the more teal it gets, and it just changes. It's crazy.
Yeah, those were not fun days last year. It's like, what in it? Every other picture we looked at had that wall a completely different shade of green.
Right. That's what we're hopefully figured out.
There's Boston's new grass patterns. Again, all 30 MLB stadiums have their new accurate grass patterns. We no longer have that sock in the infield.
And that was all info we got from the MLB TV reference footage, which was a huge help this year.
So there's another change. The hair self-shadows this year. So he's casting shadows onto his body, and then the hair is receiving shadow from itself. So it's kind of pretty.
Yeah, I wish we could turn it off, because when you turn it off and see the difference in real time, it makes a big difference on how the hair looks in the game this year. Uh-oh, we're going to try to turn it off? We going mad scientists? Here's that crash we've been talking about. You know it's going to crash if it turns it on.
Okay, he's gonna stop talking about crap.
Yes, sir. Luis?
I was just stretching. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
Should have just made up a question.
What do you want to do it on?
All right, so what are we doing? It's weird that when I look at the white stadiums now, I can see the blue tint. I remember we were talking about that on the first stream, how white actually has a little bit of blue in it.
And then it seems to not be affecting. It's just the casting of it, the receiving of it seems to
Do
be
it on
affected.
Patroya.
You can see it more on Patroya there.
Yeah.
It's a sensitive camera. Yeah, I'm not sure it's changing.
It's just changing his
It's just
shadow
changing
on
his
the
shadow
picture.
on him.
So sorry.
We didn't crash.
Trust us, it makes a big difference.
And let's look at Fenway tonight, see how these stadiums look, and we'll load into another stadium.
There's the sun setting.
Where is the
top of
sun?
building.
I like the sheen off the building on the right.
Oh yeah, right here, this one.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right there. Looks good.
Oh, those are all lit up.
Back there.
All right, and that's Fenway. Any questions about Fenway?
Do the standings update in the Green Monster as you go along?
Yes, they do.
Comerica, they're asking
Look
for.
at the infield dirt. I'll change the. So, Boston had a pretty unique dirt color.
That was hard last year to dial. This year was a lot easier.
And the grasses are all different per stadium, so tuned into that same process. I wish we could show that. That's kind of interesting to see the real footage up on the same monitor, and then you balance the exposures and the white balance, and then you dial it in, and then they can just get real-time feedback and calibrate it. It's kind of fun.
Kutch.
Detroit.
Detroit? Want to do Detroit? Any other questions? What are the comments? Game looks terrible. Looks awesome.
Looks
We've been
awesome.
working too long. We've been working too long.
It crashes too much.
It crashes too much.
Not enough.
It doesn't crash enough. All right, so I know this is gonna make my lawn happy. You know what's cool? When we have our community days, the guys bring out reference footage for some of the stadiums like that we don't have, and we'll always try to put those late changes in. We've been doing that for a couple of years now, where we'll be like 2 weeks from cold lock, and we'll have community day, and guys will bring out some pictures of like, well, we need to add a new building here,
Yeah.
and all of the artists will just come in, stay a little extra late at night, and get those last minute changes into the stadiums. Because what's so difficult for us is none of the stadiums are alike. And because baseball isn't played inside, the lighting model has to be different for all of the stadiums. So we don't have that luxury of being in an enclosed area, which makes everything so much more difficult.
Well, the nice thing about it too is a lot of these guys, like from the community, they'll go to these stadiums over and over and over again to watch the game, and they know the stadium better than anybody.
Yeah,
They're
exactly.
the true fans of the league.
And you would think it doesn't really get that bright, does it? And then you go in footage, and it's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, it does get that bright.
It's crazy bright, and at the beginning, it's crazy dark. So it's weird.
So how big is our art? Is the stadium art team, Sean?
We have 6 people on the team.
6 people. So everybody has how many stadiums?
About 10.
About 10 stadiums each.
10 to 11, yeah. Major leagues and minor leagues, along with the spring trainers.
Let's take a look at these buildings. That's a really nice sunset. Franz Cola.
That's
Zola Cola.
Franz
That's a
Zola
legacy sign from PS2 that we just don't change because it's been there for so long. It fits.
It just fits.
Yeah.
Franz Zola Cola. I'm assuming this is Franz. This is one of Franz's stadiums.
Yeah. Sean Zola didn't really.
Sean Zola didn't work. All right, and let's go through some time of day.
What do you want?
Full night.
Let's see, 12, 14.
See what type of shadow movement we get in Detroit.
If you go at nighttime too, if you get close to that building in the very center, close to those windows, take a look inside of them.
In this main building here?
All the way back.
You're a madman.
Yeah, I know.
Don't do it.
Not that
We're gonna keep the
same
E
game.
rating, right?
Seriously?
Yep.
Hey, still more pictures.
Would you look at that?
If you fly into that, Ramon, you actually go into another state.
This will take us back to the future. This is how.
Oh, there, you can verify the dirt colors.
Yeah, that's so.
Put
Yeah,
our
it
money
is
where
that
our
bright. Now that's some crazy detail. That is really crazy.
When did you guys add that?
This year?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like recently?
No, no,
Okay.
probably about 2 months ago maybe.
I try and keep my eye out for that stuff.
We sneak one by.
Wasn't that one of the first props we did there?
Yeah, one of the windows in-house.
I-
But figuring it's in the batter's eye, I think, the detail's nice.
Can you show the ivy, Ramon? In center field?
Let's take a look at David Price right quick. All right, that's a new necklace that we have.
Let me see. How's his eyes? I'll show you something fun.
Oh, here we go. Oh, trade secrets.
Okay, so
Don't
something
do
that we
that.
did this year was add eye occlusion per player.
All right, so
And
explain to people what the.
It's
what
just
occlusion
this is a small shadow. It's like a millimeter shadow on the eye, under the eyelid, that just makes that big of a difference. But you can't use a generic one because everyone's eyelids are different shapes. So finally, just go ahead and render them all into a buffer. So this is everybody that's in play. They have all their eyes rendered in.
That's insane.
So it's that top little shadow you see right there. And there are issues when he looks in certain directions. I think next year I'd like to do him every frame for people who are animating, and that'll be nice. Yeah, this is all where all the fun stuff happens. Some lighting buffers and secrets, cute maps. Our some blur bloom textures. Where's our subsurface scatter buffers? Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
A lot going on.
There's
then
a
if
lot
you
going on.
Turn that off. There's like all the textures in here.
There's a lot of textures in this stadium.
Yeah. So fun little tool. Nobody sees.
All right, so they wanted to see the ivy. Buwakasha. There's the ivy.
But that ivy will cast shadows too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that's a good shot of how it's casting shadows.
And that's the huge change this year is we're doing dynamic shadows in the stadium, which was a tough thing to do, you know, and we're still improving that. You know, you're going to see biasing things that you'll see in other games that we baked in before, but then they didn't change. So now they change, you know, to trade off.
It adds so much, though.
It does.
Yeah.
Just having
Changes
different
everything.
shadows.
All right,
Really
on
changes
to a
the
new
look.
stadium. Give us another one.
A lot of heat for not showing Rogers Center.
Rogers Center.
Toronto.
Okay, so we're not going to show Rogers Center. Give us another one.
Let's go with Progressive Field or maybe our home Petco Park.
All right, let's go into Petco. Petco looks nice. We're gonna go into Rogers Center. I'm just messing. We'll go there. So, year one when we started working on PlayStation 4, I'm assuming were our eyes much bigger than our stomachs from a development standpoint of what we wanted to do.
Well, we always bite off more than we can chew. But the cool thing about being, we're working on baseball every year is the fact that, we can set our sights really high, and when we realize we can't do half what we wanted to do at the beginning of the year, we can start prioritizing and figure out, what's most important for this year and start doing some R&D to help us for the following year.
Yeah, what's interesting about yearly development cycles, and this probably applies to all of the sports game developers, is our research and development time it happens when we're making the game.
We're doing it right now.
We're doing it right now. Yeah.
It's like hours.
Yeah, so we do R&D during the development cycle. Like we have no free time on the yearly cycle. Our R&D is happening during actual development, which is insane.
And you're looking at the tools group and the R&D group and the runtime group and the engine group. It's like we have 7 programmers doing all of it. We don't have any external stuff. So there's a lot of hats that get worn.
So there's a new Jumbotron in Petco.
That's just the nature of working on a sports game, though.
Yeah.
I mean, football and
Hockey, everything has that same problem.
Yeah.
So it's bullpen. We'll get the Pepper Garden in there one year. Oh, those are some nice shadows. There's the kids' playpen. See like kids playing in the
Sat
sand.
there.
That's new LED board that was added. I think last year they added the LED board. The all-you-can-eat seats.
9 minutes left.
Oh, that was fast. All right, we'll go to a minor league stadium after we finish. So we'll find our seat. So our wonderful vice president, Scott Rohde, gets us season tickets to Padres games, and our seats are right. I know exactly where they're at. It's this row.
The one time I went, I was in the very back over there, so I didn't.
Our seats are like right here. Like this is actually where we get
Really?
the seat. Yeah, this is where our seats are.
last time I went to a game at Petco, I was
We
up
were
in
sitting
the Toyota
over.
Pavilion.
You get the cool tickets. I get.
My kids dragged me to
Those
the
are really good
park in
times.
the park in the back, and we were watching the game from behind the stadium.
Yeah.
So let's move the sun across the stadium. See what kind of cool shadows we get throughout the
You
year.
do it. That's
Oh, that's right.
Dyna Sky. Let's go left. Yeah, down about 12.
There it is. Down the
Right,
sky.
Up. And time of day.
Time of day.
And then left analog.
What's another really cool, nerdy feature about our lighting is how we accurately simulate how light reflects off different surfaces. So if you look at the MLB, the 15 show sign, you'll see how as the sun gets more direct sunlight on it, it starts to wash it out. And as the sun goes away, you can start to see that true color come back in.
I really wanted to show off all the gloss energy stuff, but the shaders aren't on this build. But when there's sun hitting the ground next to a player who's in shadow, he's still getting indirect sun bouncing up onto him. And last year's game, there wasn't a lot of that. The specular maps and gloss maps, we couldn't figure out how to tune them in. And this year, we figured out an automated way to calibrate that. So the specular and the gloss off players' cheeks are really nice this year. So get in close, look at them. It's fun.
And these shadows, as you've seen us stream, you probably noticed us as we play in different games. You'll see how the shadows start creeping across the field, and it'll start to catch players in different ways.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtle things at play that really add to the realism, especially to the players this year.
Like you can see how half his body's catching sun, the other half is not, and we actually have bounce energy, which is cool. So his skin is actually catching the bounce energy from the sunlight hitting his uniform and lighting up his under cheek and his side
No,
face.
it's not. I wish it did that. It doesn't do that. It attaches the bounce light from the dirt and grass, but it's not cool enough to do the jersey. I want to do that.
But it looks
Okay,
like
so
it.
maybe it's
Because
something
you
you
get
wanted to do.
guys with red jerseys, they have very red shifted faces, so that's on my list. That's on that list that we have, you know, that every year we try to get to. So he should have actually whiter face than he does. But he does get bounce energy from the grass and the dirt and the environment and the sky. So.
See what happens at camp as we move the sun around.
So right now he's got all the stadium lighting, and then he's in shadow. Using L2. Use L2 to go faster.
And now it's completely dark. Oh, going under the stadium. So under the stadiums are secret stadiums.
Yeah.
They will never show you.
Stadium's all the way down.
Like Rogers Center.
Yeah.
All right, let me jump into Rogers Center. Let me stop showing. Let me jump into Rogers Center.
Any San Diego questions popping up anywhere?
No. Just happy the scoreboard's there.
General
Maybe
question
scroll
though, will we?
Maybe scroll
Are there any plans to add a photo mode and the fly cam?
Flycam, probably not. Photo mode, we've already had talks. Can't promise anything, but we have discussed the photo mode.
I'd love to give him the fly camera, but then you can go see all the things you shouldn't see.
Yeah.
All the secret
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah,
Secret
it's fun.
sauce. Can't give it a secret sauce.
Very
Go
limited
under the
fly
ground.
camera.
It's cool.
I don't know. This year I've seen some pretty. I mean, some of the stadiums are modeled out like 50 square miles around. Like San
Yeah, I saw.
Francisco is massive, and
Yeah.
Kevin keeps on adding detail to it.
All right, here's Rogers Center. All right, there it is, and we're out. Thanks for watching, guys. No, all right.
There's a unique grass color.
Is it turf in Rogers Center?
Yeah.
Their grass color is really odd. I've always thought it was really odd.
Some music for that.
Boom, boom, boom. Oh wow, it really changes the stadium.
Now, one thing I noticed with presentations this year is I think there's some newer like intro cameras themselves or presentation cameras which really really make the stadiums look really good with the depth of field.
Yeah.
And, the camera's low on the field. You see the player. You see all the grass around them, and I mean it's it really shows just how much detail is going into that, and then just the shot itself was added a lot, I think.
Yeah,
All right, so
I agree.
as-
There's some really
As
cool
Rogers
cameras.
Center, because we're running out of time, we're going to jump out of here and jump into a minor league stadium. Dun, dun, dun. There's Rogers Center. All right. Any other questions? Nothing? All right. Yeah, it doesn't matter what team.
Which one will it be?
Gotta go Wagon Man, right?
Yeah, Wagon Man looks good.
Wagon Man looks good.
What can I do to crash Wagon Man? We have to deliver on a crash.
We gotta do. That's how we're gonna end the stream. We're gonna crash it.
Yeah.
You can just get that
Corridor
full
there.
assert. Oh, that's a nice shot. Well, it's great. I heard a story that because our artists, all these stadiums are fictional, and they come up with inspiration for these stadiums. I've heard stories of some of our artists driving by an amusement park and says, "Hey, that Ferris wheel looks pretty awesome. Let me
Yeah,
build a
that's bad.
stadium around a Ferris wheel."
That's great.
So here's a new minor league park. Oh, that's a nice shot.
And we added 10 minor leagues this year.
Yeah, we have 10 brand new minor leagues on PS4. It's a nice little mini jumbotron there. Nice little condos. I'm assuming those are condos.
You look back over at Sun. Whoa. Look down a little bit. Yeah, never mind.
I think
That
that was
was-
awesome, whatever it was.
It was going somewhere magical, Patrick, and you just killed our dreams. We were going somewhere
There we
very
go.
magical.
Where's my haze on? We can turn that off. Nope.
All right, let's move the sun down the sky. Up. And you see the
There's some
sun.
weird reflection back there.
Let's see if we can get a good view. And you see the sun it actually moves. There's actually a sun back there.
Mm. And it follows the path in the sky based on the season. So this is I don't know what latitude belongs to this stadium's at. But. So October, if you go through the time of year, it's going to stay lower. And then June, it should actually get higher up in the sky when it goes up over. That's fine.
Dust looks really good in this stadium. Oh, sexy lighting tech. All right, this is October.
June.
June. Let's go to April.
All right, you're in April.
And then August. And we'll end in August. So that's the stadium and graphic stream. Any questions before we sign off?
Do the chalk lines erase during the game?
Yes, we fixed that a couple weeks ago. What'd you want to show, Patrick?
Let's see if there's a better guard.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, it doesn't have one.
Hold on, let's see if I'll just walk people and see if we can get somebody. Hosmer doesn't wear one. Does Alex Golden wear one? Yes, he does. Now we're gonna crash the game. This is when it's gonna happen.
Yay, it's cinched up with the pants, and that's a new feature. Body, I think, as he said it was on.
Body. PS3 body.
Do mesh collision off. So they used to be bigger than the leg, so they kind of stuck out.
Stuck out,
and they
they
looked
just
silly.
floated.
So now they're smaller than the leg, and then he's colliding them against the skin. So if you watch, it'll kind of tuck underneath it, regardless of what pants he's wearing, the baggies. And so, I mean, we have so many of those little accessories and so many different pant type. Building every combination is just exploded. So this
Great.
is a runtime collision with the mesh. It's kind of cool. So that really helps.
Devil's in the
Cement
details.
stuff, yeah. It's one of those little things.
All right, and that's it. I'm gonna send him to like the 7th inning so you can see the chalk lines disappear. Question?
Does the sun position advance in real time, or is it between innings?
It's between plays, so every batter up, it moves a little bit.
And then one more. Can we touch on retractable roofs at all?
No, we
It's
cannot.
on the wish list.
Yeah, it's on the
that
wish list.
Yeah.
It's on a wish list, yeah.
Well, that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. Join us tomorrow for I think we're gonna do our developer tournament. Yeah, which I'll probably get put out in the first round because I'm on 3 on the streams. Thanks for watching, guys. See you tomorrow.
Thanks, everyone.